All right, I am live. I'm doing this one solo here. I am Rorschach with the Game Reactionists, and I'm going to be taking a look at the Metal Gear Solid Legacy series with David Hayter. I've never actually watched these videos, full disclosure. Part 1 came out a couple months ago, and then Part 2 just came out, I think, today or yesterday. Big Metal Gear fan. Some exciting news regarding Metal Gear Solid Delta. A newer trailer was dropped with the Xbox Showcase the other day. So these will be quicker videos just on Metal Gear Solid Delta. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you're made aware of when we upload new content. But we're doing this live, so let's check out Part 1 of the Metal Gear Solid Legacy series.
I'm David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake, Old Snake, and Big Boss. Whether you're a longtime Metal Gear Solid fan or your mission has just begun, we're pulling out all the stops to make the legendary franchise more enjoyable than ever before.
I do love seeing David Hayter.
1987 on the MSX2, and while the game was well received, nobody knew just how far the Metal Gear franchise would go.
It's really a shame.
When Metal Gear Solid hit the scene in 1998, it became an instant global phenomenon. Critics called it innovative, a cinematic classic, technically stunning, and even the best video game ever made. The game found millions of fans worldwide. The sequels received equally widespread acclaim, ultimately growing into a franchise that has reshaped the gaming world and remained relevant for decades.
Yeah, I would agree.
Metal Gear Solid gave rise to a new genre of stealth video games, and with select Metal Gear Solid titles, additional bonus content, and a breathtaking remake of a beloved fan favorite on the way.
Snake Eater. Snack Eater.
This is the Metal Gear Solid experience you've been waiting for.
I say Snack Eater because it looks like such a snack.
What makes a franchise legendary? There's no franchise quite like Metal Gear Solid. It stands on its own as one of the most fun, richly layered, and brilliantly written video game series of all time. Well, as with most masterpieces, diving in as a new fan can be a bit daunting. For starters, you've got shadow organizations, secret agents, double agents, triple agents, non-linear timelines, giant nuclear weapons, clones, and multiple characters named Snake. Fortunately, this first collection sets players on the right path.
Okay, so he's talking about
the Master Collection Volume 1 includes emulations of the original PlayStation versions of Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. These 3 games, all available for the first time on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5 and 4, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam, are the perfect place to hone your stealth skills on solo missions and become the legendary soldier you were born to be. The collection will also include the 2 regional versions of Metal Gear. Fans of the franchise know that if we were to go into a full exploration of everything that makes this franchise legendary, this video could play non-stop for days on end. Instead, we'll focus on a handful of elements that make Metal Gear uniquely Metal Gear.
I mean, this franchise really is...
Let's start with some of the innovative and iconic gameplay.
A cultural
Fans know
phenomenon.
this story is loaded with fun, random things you'd never expect in a high-stakes espionage thriller.
I've expressed in previous videos when talking about
you have a
Metal
boss
Gear.
called Psycho Mantis who can read your mind.
My first
that is, if you haven't removed your
experience with the
PlayStation's memory
series was
card.
Metal Gear Solid 2
What
on
would be the fun
PlayStation
in
2.
that?
I'd never even heard of the series before.
You can break out of
never
prison
heard of Hideo
with nothing
Kojima
but a
at the
bottle of
time.
ketchup.
And I played Metal Gear Solid 2
There's even a
at
secret
a
theater
friend's
in Metal Gear
house, and I
Solid
was
3
just
that plays
blown
every
away by
cutscene
the
in the
graphics,
game.
the gameplay.
Of course, that
just
only
everything you
scratches the
could have
surface.
done in the game.
The developers
because I was
knew that
coming
even
off of
serious games
playing
had to be fun,
Nintendo 64,
and
so
they
it was
delivered.
such a
They also
Elite.
delivered on overarching
And that's when I
elements that
really
have come
dived
to
into
define
the
the game
series
and
and
make their
became a
way into
fan.
popular culture.
I played the
such as
original Metal Gear
codec
Solid
calls
1
used to
and
relay
on
critical
PS3
intel
because it
on
was
your mission.
backwards compatible back
Constant,
then.
high-stakes situations.
I was a
And
big
a
fan of
storyline
it.
full
And
of
then
twists and turns
around
that
that
keeps
time,
players on their
it
toes.
was really the perfect time for me to get into
Symbols
the
from
series.
the game have also come to define the franchise.
Konami was doing a remake of
Even
the first
something
Metal Gear Solid for the
as
Nintendo
simple as
GameCube.
this. In a game where your survival depends on your stealth capabilities, the cardboard box
so then
is a
you were able
perfect
to
way to
enjoy
avoid
the
guards,
first Metal Gear
cameras,
Solid game
and enemy traps.
at the
You'll just
time with
feel more
modern
comfortable in the
graphics.
box. Sorry.
I feel safe here.
It became an essential
box.
tool for Solid Snake, and a bit of an unexpected hit among fans. Some symbols that began in Metal Gear Solid have even made their way into the wider world beyond the Metal Gear franchise. Metal Gear has become so iconic that something as simple as an exclamation point, used as a device to alert players that their enemy has either spotted them or has been distracted, has found its way into the wider world beyond Metal Gear, appearing in other video games and even in feature films. Solid Snake is only one iteration of Snake.
I don't know about films.
You remember when I said this could go on for days? Well, a few of those days could be spent discussing the snakes alone. So, here's the simple version. The original Snake was born in 1935. He was a man named John, codenamed Naked Snake, later earning the moniker
Snake Eater is
Boss.
probably the best.
This
of the
essentially
franchise.
sets the stage for
By
a
the
wild
way,
ride of
it just-
insane character
It
dynamics,
really was. In terms
unpredictable
of
family
storyline,
drama,
it was the
and
most.
epic plot twists
It
that
still
have
had
captivated
like goofy
players for
characters
generations and
like,
continues to do so
outlandish
to
situations,
this
but it
day.
was like the most
brace
constrained of
yourselves.
the series.
Because this epic collection is just the beginning. Everything you love about Metal Gear started
You
here,
really
but
see
it's about to get
the
even
downfall
better.
of the series with
Coming
Metal
up,
Gear Solid 4.
we'll delve into the epic, long-awaited
However,
remake
then
of what
Peace
many
Walker
fans
came out,
consider to
and
be
that
the
was
best
actually a
game in the
very
entire
solid
franchise.
game.
Until then, this is Snake, signing off.
So yeah, that's already the end of part 1. So we'll jump into part 2 right away. So let's dive right in. So part 1 was pretty quick.
What does it take for a remake to become truly legendary? I think you're gonna like what you find.
And so far, everything I've seen on the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3,
Remaking
now
a
being called
beloved
Metal Gear Solid
classic
Delta,
is like sneaking into a secret
been
weapons
phenomenal.
facility.
Oh, look,
One
he's got the
little
Keratin
misstep
Frog in
could
there.
mean disaster. You have to keep everything that fans
it's one
love.
of the office
story,
buildings in the,
characters, gameplay, music, and
Shagohod
of course,
Research Facility.
voice acting. But at the same time, enhance it for modern audiences. Not an easy job. So let's dive deeper, and what better place to start than the completely overhauled book.
Okay,
Delta
so this
is
gonna
built
be
in
a
Unreal
deep
Engine
dive into
5 to
Delta.
achieve an unbelievable
Oh, it's in
level of
Unreal
detail.
5. Okay. Oh god, it looks so
All the
good,
iconic characters
man.
are better than ever, with completely revamped models. Snake is brought to life with extreme realism, incorporating minute details like wrinkles,
that's
and
a-
pores, and
that's
even
a
separating
scene we
the eye
haven't
and
seen yet
iris,
in any of
all
the
of which allows
trailers.
us to create visually richer characters. We've also upgraded the battle damage system. Tears, bruises, and bullet holes mar Snake in real time, telling the story of each player's unique gameplay choices. The injuries on your body
So
remain
fucking good,
throughout your
man.
journey. And the rest of the iconic characters, like the boss, return in style.
Now, I will admit, I'm not entirely certain how I feel about her character model.
While retaining the original landscape,
I mean,
the
she
thick
still
vegetation of
looks
the
what I
jungles,
would.
forests,
She
and
still
swamps
has
have
the
been
look of what I
completely
would expect
remade
a female
with cutting-edge
soldier to
detail.
look like.
Every inch of the world has
I
been
just-
rebuilt to make the Cold War look beautiful. At least as beautiful as it
If
can
I'm being
be.
unbiased,
as
I
you
just
sneak into
I
the
don't
jungle.
hate her character model.
Just
I
make
don't know
sure
if I
to
love it.
pick the right gear
Snakes
for the
I
job,
love. He looks
and
fantastic.
Use your highly advanced stealth training.
You got the croc helmet. So they're using Unreal 5, but I have noticed in other gameplay scenes that it's adapting a lot of gameplay mechanics from Metal Gear Solid 5.
Metal Gear Solid
which,
3 took gaming to a new level of
in
cinematic
terms of gameplay,
storytelling.
was a
Delta
fantastic
breathes
game.
new life into every
However,
cutscene with
there
dynamic
wasn't
lighting,
much else
detailed facial
beyond the
animation, and
surface
improved
there.
sound design. Yet it remains completely faithful, shot for shot, and with nearly all of the original voice acting. Even
okay,
for
so that's
longtime
concerning.
fans,
What does he mean by
watching these
nearly
updated
all? So
scenes
who's
is like
not
experiencing
the
them for the
original
first
voice
time.
actor in the game?
Commencing virtuous mission now.
So, I know what you probably want to hear the most about. How does the game play? Whether you're old school or playing for the first time, Delta has the best of both worlds. With Legacy style, the game plays like the original, with similar overhead camera and controls.
Oh, that's awesome.
But if you're used to modern shooters, we offer new style, with a controllable third-person camera.
That's perfect.
Both options
This is the way a
maintain that
remake should be
trademark
done.
Metal Gear Solid stealth action. This is the game you remember, but massively upgraded. I also have some intel to share. Starting today, you can pre-order MGS Delta at retail partners in the Americas, UK, and EU. For fans looking for something special, there are also these incredible collector's editions available in the Americas.
I brought this up in the one of our other streams for the
I'm
PC
joined by
showcase in
special
the
guest
beginning.
producer Noriaki Okamura. Okamura-san, thank you so much for joining us. So please tell us a little bit about your role on this project.
30年以上コナミで
I've been working at Konami for at least 30
入社
years
当
now. My
時
first
は
role was on a game
ポリスノ
called
ーツという
Police
タイトルを
Knots.
やってました。で、
Also
メタル
worked
ギア
with a
関
number
係
of
も
Metal
いくつか
Gear
参加してて、
directly as
ポ
producer
ー
on
タブル
portable
オプ
ops and the
アパート
digital
デスティ
graphic
ニは
novel.
私が直接プロデュースしたタイトルです。で、
It's been over
マ
10 years,
スターコ
but
レ
I'm
クション
back producing on Metal Gear
これに関
titles
してはです
again
ね、
with the
メタル
Master
ギアとしては
Collection
10
and
年ぶ
Delta.
り以上のプロデュース作品になります。
Are there any original Metal Gear staff left on Delta and the Master Collection? And what made you come back to the project?
僕も
Myself
含めて
included, there are
ですね
still plenty of
当時
people
か
on the
ら
team
引き
who
続
were
い
part of
て
the
メタルギ
original
アの制
games.
作に関わっている人間っていうのはもちろん多いんですけど、当然
But it's
辞
true
めら
that
れた
many have
という
moved
ことも
on
多い
or
で
are
す。
no
で
longer involved.
関わっておられ
Everyone
な
who's
い
no
方
longer working at
々
Metal Gear is
につい
pursuing
ては
their
です
own
ね、
path
もちろん
now. That
新
tends
し
to
い
remain the
場
case
所
for
で
these
活躍を
titles.
されていらっしゃるので、今回の作品に関わられるということはありません。そんな状況でもなんでやるようにしたのかということなんですけど、これについてはもともとも若い世代がですねたくさん出てきていて、ネットの中でももうメタルギアって何っていう知らないよっていう方が多くなってきたんですよね。オリジナルの、ね、スタッフの方々が作られたメタルギア、これを後世に残していくということが僕たちの使命だというふうには思っているんですね。それがメタルギアをまた始めようと思った理由になります。
How did you settle on these games, Delta and the Master Collection?
ですね、マスターコレクションの制作の経緯からまずお話ししますと、数年前にですね、メタルギアのストアからですね、実はメタルギアって結構いろいろなものが取り下げられているんですね。で、こうなった理由っていうのが、いわゆるもう結構昔、何十年も前のゲームなので、特にその映像の権利回り、実写映像の権利回りで、このまま、出し続けることはできないというそういった状況になったことがあったんです。で、もちろんですね、早く出し直してくれっていうファンの方々の要望はものすごく多かったので、なんとか我々も頑張ってたんですけど、どうせ出し直すんだったら、その昔のハードで出し直しても、今の人たち遊べなくなっちゃうので、なので、やっぱり、今、お客さんの手元にあるハードでやっぱ出し直しをするべきだというふうに思ったんですね。これがマスターコレクションプロジェクトが発足した経緯ですね。で、発売した時にバグとかですね、操作性の不備とか解像度問題、いろいろな問題で結構厳しいご意見をいただくということになってしまった経緯があります。これは本当に申し訳ないで、これらの問題については、今も対応を続けていて、まだ続けている最中なんですけど、やってます。で、この先ですね、10年、20年経っても、メタルギア遊び続けていただきたいので、そういったものにしたいということで、今も作業しているので、すいません。
There's an easy solution to that too, though.
で、
Don't release
次
the
に
game until
メタ
it's
ルギア
ready.
ソリッドデルタの
Now, as for Metal Gear
です
Solid
けど
Delta, you can look at how
こ
games
ち
in
ら
general
は
have gone from 2D to 3D,
も
how
と
the
も
graphics
と
have progressed, and Metal Gear
2D
has
から
evolved the same way.
3D になっ
I
て
mean, you just look at
映
the
画の
footage
表
there, it
現
just
力っ
looks
ていうのはまあ
so
変わってい
good,
ってる
man.
わけですね。で、メタルギアに関しても
It
最初
started
は
as
ド
2D
ット絵の
pixel
2D
graphics,
の
then
ゲー
went
ム
to
だったも
3D,
の
then
が
to
3D
looking
に
like
な
something
り
out of a
映画のような表現力を備えたものになっていった。まあ
So
逆に
when I
言うと
look
そ
at
の
it,
メ
I
タル
think
ギア
of
の
the
歴
history
史
of
って
Metal
いうの
Gear
は
as a
その
lot
ま
like
ま
the
ビ
history
デ
of
オ
all
ゲーム
video
の歴
games
史
and the
なんじゃ
Master
ないかな
Collection
ってい
as
う
a
ふう
kind
に
of
思ってるん
experience
ですよね。
retracing that history.
なので、マスターコレクションというのは、まあ、ある意味それを追体験、ゲームの進化を追体験していただきたいというふうなそんな形で思ってますので、これは逆
When I
に、
consider it that
昔
way,
か
I
ら
do
の
think it's
ま
meaningful
ま
to present
出
these
す
titles
こ
the
とが
same
意
way
味
they
がある
were and not
と
to
いう
go
ふう
out
に
of the
思
way
って
just
ま
to
す。
change a lot of things.
なのでこれは過度にいろいろ変えたりしないでですね、ドット絵はドット絵のまま、
Pixel graphics can stay
3D
as
の
pixels.
荒いグ
Early
ラフィッ
3D
ク
can
荒いグ
stay
ラフィック
looking
の
a
まま
little
で出すべ
crunchy
き
is
だって
how I see
僕は
it.
思ってます。でただまあ
But
当然のことなが
obviously
ら
new
その
generations
若い
of
世代
players
の
keep
お客
coming, so
様
we
が
need
た
to
くさん
do
増えてき
more
てい
there
る
than
中
just
で
put out the same games again.
まあ昔のゲームをそのまま出してそれでいいのかっていうのもあると思います。でそういった意味で、メタルギアに関してもそのゲームの内容とかシナリオ、あとはもう
That's what you should do.
キ
You
ャスト
don't need
声
to.
とかですね
If
そうい
you're
った
gonna
も
remake
の
a
は
game, just do
これは
that.
まあ手を加えるこ
But
と
we
な
have to
く
bring the graphics and the
今
controls
の
and
グラフィ
play
ック
feel
の
up
基
to
準
modern
であると
standards,
かです
all
ね
of which have
操
changed
作性
over the
にも
years.
関しても今変わってきているので、そういった部分だけ
So
を
all that
変
has been
え
updated,
て、
but the core game
でも、
and the
ゲ
creative
ームそのも
vision
ののゲーム
of the
性、
original staff, none
オ
of
リ
these
ジナル
parts
スタ
of
ッ
the
フの
game have
方々
changed.
のクリエイティビティの部分、ここに関しては変えないっていう
Even
ふ
while
う
updating
に
it, it was
す
very
る、
important
そ
for
うい
us
っ
to be
た
faithful to those
シリー
aspects
ズ
of
も
the
やっぱり
game.
これは必要だろうというふうに思いました。デルタを作ったのはそういった意味ですね。でまあ、メタルギアサーガー壮大です、まあ、こちらの方の、まあ、新たに触れる最初の一作は何だろうなと思ったんですけど、やっぱスネークイーターが一番最適なのじゃないかなと思って、
Well, I mean, it's the first game in the
Anything else you want to
series.
share with the fans?
まあそうですね、まあ、メタルギアの再始動を始めた我々の、まあ、新しいチームもですね、これをもう本当にこの先メタルギアを託すにふさわしいチームかどうかっていうことは、まあ、これはもうファンの皆様が、まあ、どうか厳しい目で見定めていただきたいと思ってます。
Thank you so much, Okamura-san. ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
It looks phenomenal, man. I mean, it looks like they
Since its release, Metal Gear Solid 3
can't fail on this one.
has defined itself as one of the most influential and impactful video games of all time. With Delta, fans can expect an unbelievably detailed update to this classic. Both newcomers and longtime players alike can experience this masterpiece like never before. This is the definitive, once-in-a-generation remake you don't want to miss.
Well, until you remake it again 20 years from now. All jokes aside, I mean, everything about this looks phenomenal. I am truly gushing for this. I am giddy about this. It's weird that it's coming from Konami because they are also doing Silent Hill 2 Remake, which is also coming out this year. And it's
okay, it's now time for the Xbox games.
We're not gonna listen to this guy. But it is interesting that Konami.
Okay, it's now time for the.
He's so annoying. Konami's doing these remakes. Metal Gear Solid Delta is like appears to be a true and faithful remake of Snake Eater. I mean, you see that you have the classic camera option as well, or you can do the modern third-person over-the-shoulder perspective. Why they didn't have faith in Bloober Team to do the same thing with Silent Hill 2 Remake, I don't know. It's weird. But getting back on hand, I'm very excited for this. The collector's edition looks phenomenal. So this is the one that's going to be released in the States. For all intents and purposes, pre-orders appear to have sold out of this for both PlayStation 5 and Series X/S. No collector's edition for the PC version. So I guess, PC gamers, you get to pay $70 to have nothing. So there's that. And then the UK is getting its own little deluxe edition. me find it here. So this is what the deluxe edition. It looks similar to the collector's edition. You get a steel book still. You get a unique box. It looks like you get some art cards for it, and then a couple of patches. So pretty cool. And then what's funny is now the newer trailer that came out has had no release date with it. It looks like GameStop on X has leaked the release date. So I don't know if they've stolen some of Konami's thunder, but it appears that we're going to get this November 17th, which, awesome. I hope that's the case. It would be great to have this year. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the Metal Gear Solid Legacy and Metal Gear Solid Delta Collector's Edition. For anybody who may be in the know, the Metal Gear Solid board game, that's going to be shipped out pretty soon. I do have that one pre-ordered as well, so that'll be a fun little unboxing that we'll do for the channel. I did get a hold of one of the collector's editions for Delta, so that'll be another unboxing. So stay tuned for that later in the year when those release, and then Spectre and I will react to those with each other. But if you've been watching this so far, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware of when we upload new content. And that'll do it. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great night.